Welcome back, my dear friends. This is episode number 58 on Zero Point Healing Show. And in this video, in this show, we are going to talk about how to go from burnout to brilliance using soul plan reading. And this is the first time we are bringing on soul plan reading in the show. And I'm so excited and happy and honored that I got to bring my own soul plan teacher to this particular show. So before I move on to her, just a short intro about me. I'm Vishnupriya and I am certified in multiple different healing modalities and soul plan reading being one of them. Soul plan reading is a wonderful training and course that is offered by Holistic Healing College in the UK. So Zero Point Healing is a platform where I am bringing together healers and practitioners and therapists and facilitators who are helping humanity transform. And this Zero Point Healing show is an opportunity, is just a beautiful platform where I am bringing in all of these amazing healers all around the world to show themselves, to share their wisdom, as well as usually in the show we also have a 10-minute free healing that we provide. So this is also a chance for the viewers to get information as well as a healing for themselves. With that being said, I'm moving on to my guest here. Hello, Anita. Thank you so much for coming to the show. I'm trying to unmute you. Yes, there we go. Welcome. So tell us a little bit about you, your background. I see that you have been in soul plan reading for 12 years with about 10 years of teaching experience. So tell us about your journey and what motivated you to enter into this holistic healing world.
Thank you, Vishnupriya, and thank you for inviting me onto the show. So yes, I am honoured to be here and to be sharing my journey about soul plan, because it has been really the transformational piece in my soul journey. So yeah, as you introduced, I'm a soul alignment coach, a soul plan teacher, as well as an energy healer. And I came to a soul plan reading from my own journey of burnout. It was that was the trigger for me getting into my spiritual path and discovering soul plan. So about 15 years ago, I was working a corporate job in IT. Somehow I'd fallen into this work and kind of kept going with it because I felt I'd got a mortgage, I had a certain lifestyle that the high salary was giving me, but I didn't love the work. And so I tried to recapture some of my love and passions by taking an art course, and I was doing all these various things to try and overcome that kind of unfulfilled, incomplete feeling. And I started to get exhausted, ignored the signs, and continued to push myself through it. The result was I literally ended up on the floor outside my work building, and then ended up in A&E with the doctor giving me the lovely warning that if I continued pushing myself as I was at risk of a stroke, and I was only 32 at that time. So that was kind of the wake-up call I needed. And during that signed off time, as I tried to recover, a coaching book fell off the shelf, literally fell off the shelf, and a newsletter introduced me to volunteering with orangutans in Borneo. And 6 months later, I was on a plane to Borneo to do the volunteer work. And 16 months of traveling through India and Asia started me to connect with the holistic and the spiritual. I learned meditation, I learned healing. And when I landed back in the UK 16 months later, I felt like I had lots of pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, but not the picture, how to put it together. And I still felt like there was bits missing. And so I kind of investigated doing spiritual life coaching, signed up to a course with the Holistic Healing College, met Blue Marsden, who is the founder of the Soul Plan system that I teach and I give as sessions. And there I was taught Soul Plan, and it was like, wow, I was given the picture. It showed me exactly where I'd been and where I needed to go, and the patterns of my life and why I'd burnt out. I got the answer. I could see it. It was all there right in front of me. And it just was like, wow, it really created that shift I needed. It also gave me that direction. And so I embraced Soul Plan. I started giving client sessions and getting the same reaction from my clients. And then I ended up, Blue Marsden approached me and said, do you want to become one of the first teachers outside of myself to teach the system? Of course, I went, my own challenges made me go, oh, I'm not sure. And then I looked at my Soul Plan and went, yeah, it's there. It's telling me yes. So I said yes. And that was it. It was like this whole door opened for me. So yeah, it was my journey, my health crisis, that took me to learning Soul Plan, and the Soul Plan has just been what gave me that insight, the direction, and how to keep myself out of that burnout pattern. And so yeah, that's that's how I came to be a Soul Plan practitioner and teacher.
Wow. And everybody who comes on to show has a similar story where we are just, that wake-up call comes in, when we are going through this normal earth life. There's usually something or the other, whether it is the health, and for me in my personal life it was the financial crisis that I had to go through, which was like the wake-up call. Is like, if you don't wake up, you're gonna be on bankruptcy. So that's how hard it was for me. But then that just brought me into this new world. And of course, I was just waiting for talking about Soul Plan reading. Soul Plan reading has been my game changer of my life. It was like, don't go north, you have to go this direction. So it just showed me that final direction that I was looking for. So coming into the Soul Plan and how Soul Plan can help us go from that burnout to brilliance. Again, with your own story, you've discussed it, but tell us about maybe what kind of experiences the clients are having when they do a Soul Plan reading, and what Soul Plan reading actually consists of.
Right, okay, so let me just firstly say what Soul Plan reading is. So Soul Plan reading is actually an ancient system of life purpose guidance that comes from the soul's perspective. It comes from the Hebrew text initially, but it has been updated and modernized by the channelings, firstly of Frank Alper and then by Blue Marsden, into the modernized version that is now out in the world, and you learned and I learned, and I do in my sessions. So Soul Plan is a way of looking at our life from the soul's perspective, and it involves something called the Star of Creation. So I'm hoping your audience is able to see this image here. This is called the Soul Plan Star of Creation, and with it we have two triangles that represent our journey in this life from the soul perspective. The downward facing triangle regarding very much our physical worldly aspect of ourselves. So this is the part where we're doing, it can be our work role, but it's emotional aspects of ourselves. It's how we relate to people and society. And then we have the upward facing triangle, which is about our spiritual journey, our connection, when we start to question, is there more than my physical body? Is there more to my life that I'm meant to be doing? And that is this upward facing triangle. And for each of those, we have what's a challenge, a talent, and a goal. So for the worldly part you have, and the spiritual part, there's a challenge. Our challenges are things we find difficult. They're things that are really here, but they give us the most soul growth. If we get stuck in our challenge, it's as we work through our challenges, as we try and find our way out of them, that is what gives the soul its growth. And so that's a bit like having a lock to a door. You've got these natural soul gifts that help you overcome the challenge. That's like having a key to take you through, open that door, and the goals are like you going through the door and finding out what is on the other side. So that is the star of creation, and right at the center as we move through it is our soul destiny. That's what our soul really wants to achieve in this lifetime. And so as we go for our big goal, we need to work through our challenges. And so there's an aspect with burnout. What happens with burnout is a lot of it is saying, oh, you're doing the wrong job. A misaligned work is one of the big significant causes of burnout, but it's not that alone. With it, what it is it's our challenges also that help, are a creator of our burnout potential as well. So for each of these positions, there's an energetic, we've got a soul plan energy associated it, which all have these different qualities. And, it's those challenge energies that can be coming up for people that bring in the burnout quality. So for me, I've got this 5 energy that is extremely sensitive and empathic, and got a lot of intuition to it. But that sensitivity, alongside some of my other energies, which push me to want to achieve goals and not stop until I've achieved that goal, is what creates a burnout potential. So even when I started to do aligned work, but I still have that burnout potential. And that's where the soul plan comes in, because I can see that I have that pattern within me, and I make choices, I make decisions now that prevent me repeating the same pattern. And it also helps me make the choice to say, yes, that's the right direction, that's aligned with my soul. And that's exactly what my clients get as well. When I do a reading for them, they start to see aspects of themselves that they might not have recognized and realized, and it brings it to their awareness without having to go through months of therapy to dig into the intellectual side of it. It's there, they see it, and then it's like, oh my goodness, it's like a light bulb moment. I see, oh, I realize that now. And then they can make the choices to not keep repeating the patterns. They see it and move forward, which is a real key step to overcoming that burnout. They can also then see where they're trying to get to, so they can say yes to opportunities that they might previously have said no to because of challenges. So you can say, and that is where the alignment comes in. That's where you start to work in alignment with your life purpose, your soul purpose. And that's when you start to shine. That's when everything gets really exciting and you get the enthusiasm and zest back for your life, because you're aligned with what your soul is trying to achieve. And you are also aware of anything that's going to hold you back. So and this is what when I do a soul plan reading, somebody they will see their chart with their own energy. So we see these symbols that represent each of the soul plan energies. And for this person's got a 19 energy, easily overwhelmed by the pressure of society. That is key, knowing that. If they know they're easily pressurized by society, we know how to, we can help them overcome that by understanding that and making healing changes, alignment changes to overcome it, or pushing themselves through excessive behavior as well. So with a reading, I produce that chart for them. We then have a 75 minutes or so session to understand it. And it's not just about understanding the difficulties, it's about how to move forward. And that's the thing, how to move towards you shining out in the world. So hopefully that's answered it.
Yes, that sums everything that was needed. But I love the fact that soul plan reading clearly shows us the challenges that we are facing in our lives. So when I'm doing soul plan reading with my clients, it's usually, of course, we start off with the worldly challenges, and right after I tell them the worldly challenges, they're like, I just told you my name and looks like you know my life. How did that happen? Because it clearly points out all this burnout that we are having in our lives. In my case, I think it was 3-3, which was the wealth and poverty. And obviously, when I did my soul plan reading with the practitioner for the first time, and she said, oh, you might be going through poverty and the financial issues. I was like, yes, that's right. How did you know it? So it's so beautiful that it shows us the challenges, and that helps us believe in it, that oh yes, this person, just by having my name, and it's nice that we use the birth name. And can you tell us about how birth name and how the soul plan is being taken from that birth name, the sound, of course?
Yes. So when we're born, we get as part of the process of us going from just being a baby in the womb to actually becoming a physical being in the world. There's a naming process that takes place, and that carries an energy vibration to it. It becomes like the beacon on a plane. You know, this unique identifier when planes are traveling around the skies. That becomes you as a person. This little beacon is your name vibration. Even if you're not using it, it's that identifier. And what we use is the Hebrew alphabet. There's a translation process, because the Hebrew letters are more than just a letter. There is qualities, there are aspects associated with those letters. And when we translate a birth name, that is where we get the understanding of the vibrations, the energy vibrations that are coming out from those letters as they come together and combine to form this star of creation. So when we see it's taken from the birth name, and then they're translated through a process that as a soul plan practitioner we do, and that is when we then start to work with those energies in kind of connecting with them, so we can interpret them and pass on the information that's coming through from that unique combination of energies that a person has with their name.
That was wonderful. So my dear viewers, just to sum it all up, soul plan reading is done from your birth name, and the sound of your birth name gives us this beautiful chart which shows what challenges you had been facing, what talents you have got in this particular lifetime, and what goals, the spiritual goals and the worldly goals that you're trying to achieve, as well as the soul destiny. Now, with this information, it's usually, I think mostly it's applicable for people who are in search for their career or the path or the direction in life, because that's when it helped me. I was in this point where I was doing a business which did not go that well, and I did not have, as Anita was also telling about her journey with her IT background, there's this point of stress where we are not happy with the career, with the profession that we are in. And that's when soul plan reading really helps us. It shows us the direction, the career path, the profession that we want to be in, and what sparks joy in our heart. It's about finding our own soul and what plan the soul has for us. It's a beautiful transition journey, which usually takes, as she said, 75 minutes a session. All right, with that being said, let's get started with the meditation that you have for us, Anita. Viewers, so she is going to give us a free healing, a quick 10-minute. It's usually done as a grace healing with soul plan reading, so that helps. And you can also give a short intro about that, Anita.
Okay, I will do. I just want to say just quickly though that you have really come through your 3-3, that 3-3 energy. By doing this show just shows how much of a transformation it has made for you, because that's 3-3, the poverty part, but the fact you're actually communicating and expressing and doing this show is exactly that soul journey to step out of that challenge and the pressure and the stress, which is the cause of burnout for people, that 3-3 energy in your case could bring on, you know, that point in your life. So
beautiful. I'm receiving a soul plan reading on live. That's beautiful. And yes, you said it perfectly. It's just coming on place. But it's through soul plan reading I was able to understand I have these gifts of expression and telling myself. And it's through that I'm coming out of my own poverty and stuff. So it's like so beautiful to have soul plan reading.
Yeah, that's it. You become, when you, as you align, everything falls into place. So you know, that struggle with finances and abundance, but as soon as you aligned, it makes it so much easier, and you start to find the universe is supporting you with that flow, because you're aligned with your natural gifts, you're using them out in the world, and that is incredible. And it takes you from that exhaustion, that, you know, that block, and moves you forward, which is that power of that soul plan reading. So yeah.
Yes, I'm the best example of how a person's life can change with soul plan reading. Let's go ahead with the meditation.
Okay, so a soul plan clearing or a grace healing that I'm going to do for you is normally done at the end of a soul plan session. It's the point where we kind of clear anything that has been gathered, like giving it a spring clean so you can clearly see your soul plan. And when I'm doing it one-to-one, I will receive extra information about the key area to work with. Obviously, I'm doing it for your viewers and part of the audience at the moment, so I won't be receiving that part, but it's very powerful to help them just clear and start to touch in with the energies of their soul plan. So I am going to do that. I'm going to create a white light space initially, so it will help anybody who's on replay to hear, you know, to be able to come into the space and receive the fullest benefit of this as well. Okay, so for those listening, if you could just take a moment firstly to connect with your breath, the breath flowing in and the breath flowing out, and allowing that breath to guide you out of your head space and into your heart space, out of judgment and into compassion. And from this compassionate center, we're just going to have a white light space created. I'm going to create a beautiful white light space that crosses time and space and brings all that wants to take part in this soul plan clearing into the space to receive the fullest benefit of this session. So that white light space is ready, and for those who want to take part, just see yourself stepping firstly into the white light space and joining me in this white light space. And then we're just going to start by connecting with our heart centers and making a connection to Mother Earth, who supports us in our physical form as we work through our soul plan on this earth. So just taking your awareness firstly from your heart center, just allowing it to drop down through your spine, to drop down into the earth, dropping down into Mother Earth, traveling down through her layers towards her heart center. And as you come to her heart center, just feeling an energy connection with her heart center, her loving embrace, her support of you as this physical being on her. And just allowing your awareness now to come back from her heart center all the way back up to your heart center. Taking a moment in your heart center, and now we're going to make a connection to the soul plan consciousness plane, the unity plane. So you're going to take your awareness from your heart, allow it firstly to travel up to the crown of your head. Once at the crown of your head, you just allow your awareness now to lift up from the crown of your head into the space just above your head. And then allowing your awareness just to continue to travel upwards, traveling up and up, going up into the sky, traveling up into the space, going up into space. Keep on allowing your awareness just to keep rising. And depending on how you sense things, you may find you aware of yourself going through layers of light and dark, layers of light and dark. So for some of you, you may just feel this. For some of you, may not even sense that, but it is taking place as you continue to travel upwards with your awareness, just allowing it to keep going up, up, up through these layers of light and dark. As we keep going up through these layers of light and dark, eventually now we're going to come to this bright white flare. And as we pass through this bright white flare, going through that bright white flare, experiencing all the colours of the rainbow. And on the other side is this beautiful portal, this portal that's going to take us directly through to the soul plan unity consciousness plane. So just allowing yourself to go through that portal, finding yourself in this beautiful space of the soul plan consciousness plane. Just allowing yourself to reside in this space. Taking a moment just to allow yourself to be as we undertake the clearing. So just allowing yourself just to reside here as I ask that your soul plan record be shown in its current status in front of you, in front of your heart space. For some of you, you may see that star of creation and you may get a sense of a position on it that has a draw, an energy aspect to it that feels that you're being called to work on. That's okay, just let yourself receive whatever is being shown to you. And now I'm going to just ask for your soul plan to be returned to source. Return to source in this now moment. You may just feel your soul plan being returned to its source. And I'm going to just ask for a clearing to be taken place by the soul plan consciousness, the soul unity. So may this being be cleared of all blockages and patterning, whether they come from the past, whether they come from the ancestral, in this present life, from that of their parents, whether it's from the future line, whether it's from the causal line. By the divine law of grace, let them be cleared. Let all patterning be cleared in this now moment. Clearing, restoring you to your original divine blueprint and allowing you to align with your purpose to gain the clarity, to be able to make decisions based on your soul path, your soul journey. So just taking a few moments as that clearing takes place. And then allow yourself to just receive any messages, any guidance whilst in this space. This is a place where you can receive guidance on a way forward from your challenges, what is causing energy drains in your life, and the way to move forward. How to align with your truest purpose, what you're being called to do in this world, and how you're being called to shine. And then as that clearing has now taken place, you're going to bring all that you've received, bring it back down to integrate at all levels within your system. So now, returning to that portal, finding yourself going back through that portal, dropping through the rainbow layers and that bright white layer, allowing your awareness to travel back down the journey it's taken, going back down through those layers of light and dark, moving back down through each layer of light and dark, dropping down layer by layer by layer, until we return into space, dropping down into the sky, coming closer and closer to your physical being, dropping down to the space just above the crown of your head. And then from the crown of your head, feeling yourself dropping back, your awareness dropping back into your heart center. As it does so, the heart center is represented by the star of creation. The heart chakra has that same symbol. And as you touch back with your heart, the integration of all that you've received in the soul plan consciousness plane, all the clearing is integrated throughout all your systems, mind, body, physical, energetic, and your soul. And then we're going to just make one more connection to Mother Earth as we reaffirm our connection as a divine being in physical form, living this earthly plane, carrying out our divine purpose. So just allowing your awareness now to drop once more from your heart center down through the base of your spine, down that energy line that we created earlier, dropping it down into the earth, into Mother Earth's heart center, feeling her connection. And as we make this connection to the earthly plane, we are also bringing in the ability to manifest our divine purpose, our soul purpose, into the physical. So from her heart center, coming back to your own heart center. And once again, just sitting with your own heart center, enjoying a few moments, feeling that connection, that balance point between the divine and the physical, the spirit and the earth. You are that point here right now in your heart center. From this moment forward, you can start to move forward aligned with your purpose. And then just to bring it to a close, we're going to just bring some movement to our fingers, to our toes, increasing the movement into our hands and to our feet before bringing the palms of your hands together, rubbing them to create some warmth, and taking a few moments just to place them over your closed eyes. Opening your eyes to just bathe in the warm darkness, just taking a few moments before dropping the palms of your hands away and coming back to this point and into your present moment.
Wow, you did the full healing. Beautiful. I never expected that. Thank you so much. Wow, I felt re-energized, realigned to my soul plan. Thank you so much. Wow.
You're welcome. It's so very powerful. And just to say, because some people can have very ungrounded and energies, challenge energies, ungrounded. If they feel they still need to ground a bit more, then they need, just to stand up, to kind of push their feet into the ground. If they can get out into nature, just reaffirm and do any grounding, and imagine themselves really connected to this earth. And so it is a very high level, high vibrational healing and alignment that does.
Wow, that was such a beautiful journey. Thank you so much, Anita. So as we wrap it up, can you quickly tell us a little bit about the services and the packages that you offer?
Right, okay, so obviously the soul plan reading, which you can have as a one-off session, and you can learn to have a soul plan for yourself and become a practitioner level. So I teach courses as live online courses. My next one is actually this weekend, but I run them regularly throughout the year. So also I do soul transformation therapy, which is using some of the soul plan energies to clear blocks that are happening in the now moment in your life. So there's the big picture of the soul plan, but we get blocked with certain aspects of our life that is to do with situations that are happening. So soul transformation is a very powerful, another single session that can really create a clearing of a block in this time. And obviously my coaching packages, I've got Sacred Re-Energize and Soul Align. So Sacred Re-Energize is the one particularly to work out if you're in, if you're in burnout situation. I use all the knowledge I get from your soul plan to help create the shifts, but also help create new healthy ways of moving your life so you don't keep going into burnout and creating that shift. So this is that's an 8-session package, and Soul Aligned is for people who really want to connect and do their calling, their align with their soul purpose, what their life purpose is, and really ready to move forward with that. So that's a tailored coaching package based around the soul plan energies. So they are my main offerings that people can work with me and help to go from burnout to brilliance and really shine in the world, blossom and shine as they're being called to.
That is so beautiful, amazing set of services there. And I personally have done a soul transformation therapy with Anita, and that was another huge transformation for myself, regardless of soul plan reading. Soul plan reading is usually done just once in a lifetime usually, but soul transformation therapy is, there are different times in our lives where we are going through certain challenges which is keeping us stuck. So soul transformation therapy is another beautiful one that everyone can do at different times in their lives to help us move out of those challenges and go towards our goals. So if you're interested, my dear viewers, you can book for that session as well. So I have Anita's link in the comment box below. You can click on that to get to her, and there is a book a session link when you click on that, with which you can chat with her before you actually book a session. You can discuss with her about your current situation and what it is that you need help with, and she will tell you which is the best package or the service that you can go for. As well as you also have a 10% off discount for your first booking. So the coupon code is 0 Point. You can just let her know that you found her from 0 Point Healing, and she will give you that as well. Thank you. Any final words, Anita?
Oh, thank you. No, that's it's been brilliant, and it's lovely to be part of this show. The lovely energies that are coming from the show and really helping people to, shift the difficulties and really move through and kind of get to what their soul is calling them to be in the world. So however that journey takes place. So thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear viewers. I'm going to see you next time. If you're watching this on YouTube, Please do subscribe and share it with as many people as you can, especially if you have any family, friends, any members whom you know who are currently in this career transition or searching for their soul purpose. Then this video is going to serve them, and the meditation she did is amazing. That is going to help them. So please do share this video with as many people as you can. Thank you so much for all your support. I'm going to see you next time. Thank you, Anita.
Thank you. Take care. Light and blessings. Bye-bye.